Hello, ladies. I hope you're doing good today. I'm trying, on top of everything else that I'm doing, I'm trying to get things ready for the winter storm that's coming. And I know that it's coming for many of you. So thank you for making it, Elaine. Hi, Lianka. Hi, Sweet Pea. Oh, I am glad. You can actually see my trailer on my homepage, but I think that only if you're a new somebody who's not a subscriber yet. I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah, that trailer is quite old. I think it's like, oh gosh. Let me check. Like 7 years old. Let me see. I've been thinking that I need to replace it, but yeah, it's 7 years old. But with everything going on, I don't really have time. Hi, Mona. I am glad you all made it. And let's get to work. So first of all, what I wanted to show you are these nail stickers that actually work beautiful in resin. They are the kind that you need a little bit of water to remove them. And they are, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about because they are so tiny. Okay, they are all little flowers. I mean, it's not just little flowers, there are other things in here. Let me see, how was this opened? Like this. And before anybody asks me, the nail polish I'm using today is in the Color Club Halo line that I especially love, and it is called Kismet with a K. Oh, this one only has this. So I think that these were just one sheet, unless I used the other sheet for something else, and I might have been, because I think there's stuff missing. But anyway, there are some in my Amazon influencer store, but I am sure that if you search flower nail stickers, you can find plenty. Just please don't forget to first go to my Amazon influencer store and then search. That is great. Yeah, and nail stickers are really neat. And then there's another thing that works on nail that is completely unrelated to what I'm doing here. But let me see if I can find them. Okay, so these are other stickers that are very, oops, okay, these are for fall. And I'm not sure, I think I used them before, but I'm not entirely sure. And you can find plenty, but that's not what I wanted to show you. And you notice my great gift of dropping stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I cannot find them right now. No, yeah, they are, but they are all the way down there. Give me just a second. And pardon me for scratching my nose, but I was outside and we have a very high cedar tree pollen count. So, okay, this is the other thing that I wanted to show you. Again, it's unrelated unless you want to make it related. There are these little stencils. They are miniature stencils. I know they look pretty, and among them there is one with hearts. So let me try just. And as you can see, there's a lot of, and these are also for nails originally, but they make tiny, tiny, tiny impressions. Let me see, I'll grab a apologies for the noise of the machine. Somebody left a comment at one point that my machine is very loud and it scares their, I forgot, their child or their pet. I'm sorry. You don't have to, you just place them there. It's not a big deal. I got the white. Forgot to grab my glasses. Yeah, this is just micro pearl. It's not a near interference. No, stencils. Okay, you have silk screens and then you have stencils. And the difference is, and let me actually show you. This is a silk screen. As you can see, it's very soft and very delicate. You can have with the silk screens, you have more intricate and more minute designs, but you have to be very careful with them. First of all, how you place them. If you place them, you always have to place them with the shiny part up, and then you have to clean them right away. Otherwise, if you get any kind of acrylic paint or whatever else you use that gets stuck in here, once it dries out, you cannot use it anymore. And stencils are made of plastic. The designs are a little bit bigger. The thing is that they are way more sturdy, so you don't have to clean them right away. And because they are plastic, you can use alcohol to clean acrylic, and they do have a little bit of a better use. So in this case, these are stencils. As you can see, they are made of a very thin, plastic. Nevertheless, it's still a plastic. So actually, let me grab a smaller brush. And just to show you, and I'm using a powder, not an acrylic, because I don't want to have to go back and forth to the kitchen during a live. So you just make sure that you have, and I just grabbed whatever was at hand. So and this can be used, I think that they can be used as decals too, but didn't work very good. Maybe decals, and I just put them in the wrong section. Yeah, I think that's what what it is. Let me see. Let me check. I have so much stuff. Sometimes I get stuff sent. You have no idea how many emails I get from companies for collaboration, and it's always, oh, we want to send you this, and do a video for us of using it, and we are going to okay, I have no idea what these are after all. They look pretty. Okay, so yeah, they are decals. There we go. So they can be used on resin as well. There we go, they're pretty. We're gonna do something with these two. I got them in the wrong section on my little table. So we're gonna do something with these two because they are pretty and shiny. Look at that. Yeah, and the idea is that please make a video for us and you can keep the item. Number one, that's not how it works. Also, about 99% of everything everything that they propose to me to make advertising review videos have absolutely nothing to do with polymer clay or resin. They are usually about you name it, lawn mowing stuff, belts, you name it, stuff that has absolutely nothing to do with polymer clay or UV resin. And I usually, if it is, and of course they are all Chinese, all of them. I haven't met yet an US company to try and make me such an offer. But I usually reply with, if you can tell me exactly how I can use that with polymer clay, I'll be happy to do it for you. And they resign. If it is from a Chinese company that does, it might be a little bit too small, they are too small, that does have to do with jewelry or polymer clay or UV resin, I just send them back. I charge $100 per minute, minimum 5 minutes, 50% in advance, only with contract signed. And they don't. Of course, I'm not going to go into any kind of contract with these kind of companies, but you know, it helps. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to do some tiny roses first of all. And in order to have my whole thing properly done here, see, I made a little sausagey thing and I taper it a little bit. So I'm going to cut even, I don't care if they get flattened, all I care is that my slices are about the same size. Let's make 2 roses actually. and all you want is your slices to be about the same size. So little balls. And I know that for some people the incoming big winter storm has already reached. Here we are going to have rain tomorrow, but it won't be cold enough to do anything bad. But then Tuesday night till Thursday we are going to have possible snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and it doesn't look good. And low, I think it's Wednesday night or Tuesday night, one of the two, is going to go down to 17, and then I think Wednesday we have 25, the high for the day. So not pretty at all. This is what I need. So I'm going to, actually no, you first need to flatten all of them. Then cut one end. Oh, that's pretty. But there are molds for flowers. I know I've done this. If you search for pansies, and I think I still have the mold in my influencer store. Pansies made with UV resin, colored UV resin. They are adorable. They are very tiny, and you can make beautiful earrings with them. And I'm still actually kind of resting from yesterday. I had some friends coming over to help me on my packing for the move. Oh, we need to get them unstuck from the working area. And why do I cut them? Because you don't want them to be too tall. Yeah, of course it depends. It all depends on the size of your mold, whatever mold you're going to use it in. But yes, we can work on very, very tiny stuff. And the only thing I hope won't happen for the barometer to not go too high or too low, and of course I hope not to lose power, because that's the main thing in my area. Well, remember last week we had 84 degrees here, so that is nothing new. That's the way weather is around here. I know that I've lived in Oklahoma for oh God, soon 24 years, because I lived for a year in Texas and I came to the States in 99. So I can tell you that here you can experience all 4 seasons in one day. There's no kidding. I had my honeysuckle blooming in December, and we had tornadoes in January. But most of the time, amazingly, I think only one time we had, and it was a bad one, an ice storm in December, but most of the time the ice storms are in November or in February. UV gel nail is pretty much the same as the UV resin, so yeah, it will be the same, pretty much the same thing. So choose a small one, and you can see let me zoom in so you can see better what I'm doing, because this is a very, very tiny thing. And even if I usually make stuff bigger than normal, in this case I cannot. So I got a tiny roll here. Hopefully I'm not going to lose it. And then I'm looking for a second one. And another one. I still need some that are not very big. So always overlap. And another one, I can do it a little bit bigger. And of course I dropped that. Now I can just touch these. Let's get this one here. And one more on this side. I'm going to arrange it when I place it there, so let me get this out of the way. And the second one, first choose a small, don't drop it like I did. So use the tip of the toothpick. I know it is more tedious than, come on, than making bigger roses, but you know, if we want to go tiny, okay, so let's place one here, and I can do one more, not there. Chasing. Here. Okay, so I got 2 roses. You can make more than 2 I'm not going to go too crazy with this. I'm trying to get it off of the toothpick. Okay, and I'm going to make a few. And you can use whatever you want as green. I lost my jungle green somewhere here. I'm gonna use a different. This is not really a green, it's more of a pearlescent green, but that's fine. Okay, so you know, you never know, sweet pea, because hi Catherine, hi Colleen. Sorry, I'm get my eyes here. That's why Elaine is my spokesperson, because I get sometimes so I need to pay attention to what I'm doing here, so I don't always have time. But as I was saying about hurricanes, never say never, because back in 2007, I forgot the name of that. I think it was Charlotte. There was a hurricane that came from the Gulf of Mexico and landed on the coast, okay? And of course, as it landed, it became a tropical storm, and then it petered out and it went, you know, west to New Mexico. But then, when it reached New Mexico, it kind of did a 180 and turned back, reformed as a tropical storm, the first ever recorded tropical storm that formed on land, and sat on top of Oklahoma for 3 days and peed on us big time, to the point that we had a ton of floods, and we had people who lost their lives in those floods. Hi, Janice. Okay, so with this green, I'm going to make a few, 4 or 5, that should be enough. A few leaves, and again, little balls. And now I'm going to make them on the longish side. Now what you'll have to be very careful with this method is to be very aware of the height of your mold, of your height of your UV mold, heart mold. Well, of course you can do this with other colors too, or other shapes too, not necessarily hearts. So I'm going to make a little bit of veining here. Of course, if you want, you can thin them out. Oops, that was too much veining. If you so desire. These look a little bit like green coffee beans. I'm just barely touching, just to leave an impression without cutting through. And get them out of there. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place some UV resin in my heart mold, but just a thin layer for now. Make sure that it is going all the way to all the edges. And then I'm going to place my little roses here. I'm not going to fluff them at this point. Come on, come work with me. I'm going to just drop them in a corner here. And you can make more than two. You can make how many you want. And then I'm going to put this in the UV lamp. We're gonna wait a little bit. Another thing that I'm going to use, I don't know if you're familiar with these, but you should find them in my Amazon influencer store. Yeah, and I'm trying to keep politics and religion out of my all that I do, even if no matter how passionate I might be outside of my channel, I don't want to. Okay, so these are called micro beads, and you can use them in all kinds of stuff. Let me actually try and get them out. But as you can see, they are absolutely minuscule. They are about 0.5 millimeter, and you can find them either by themselves or in sets like this set. I know that I got the zoom in, so as you can see, and I've had, but they are not that expensive, but what I can tell you is that they are going to last you like forever. I've had this set for over 10 years, I think, and it's still doing just fine. Alrighty. Let me see, do I have anything here that I can use? I think so. I do think so. Give me just a second, I forgot to bring something. I forgot to grab water for my decals. Alrighty. So as you can notice now, my move these a little bit. My roses are well set here, so I can play with them and kind of fluff them out a little bit. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I am fluffing them out, and the whole idea is that I'm trying to make them be less tall than the total height of my mold. Oh, I put my... Okay, this was stupid. Why nobody told me this? I put the resin in one thing and the hearts in another thing. Oh God. I am so messed up. And nobody told me, look what you're doing. But really these, especially if you have more than one mold, these are very easy to make for if you're vending stuff. So you can make several at the same time. Next time you let me, I think that yeah, make sure that they are glass. I should have an open messenger with Elaine so she can yell at me. That was quite pathetic, wasn't it? Okay, now we are waiting again for this to cook. Let me grab this out. No, I only had resin in the heart. And that was something else, wasn't it? The other thing that we are going to do will be a little heart-shaped dish, a trinket dish. And I'm going to do it with UV resin. It's the first time I'm doing it with UV resin. I hope it's going to work. I normally do this with 2 parts resin, but let's go ahead and try. Yeah, and it's also possible that they were not glass. And that's why it bled. But when they are glass, the color is in the glass, so it cannot bleed out. That's a given. So make sure that the micro beads are glass. It should say on them what they are. And be very careful, because it's something I should have told you, because most of them are not glass. Yes, it's easier to create them not glass. Okay, yeah, I have quite a bit of things that I can use here. You can use seed beads too, but unfortunately my seed beads, I packed them because I thought I won't be needing them. I haven't used seed beads in a long time. I used to do a lot of seed beads. I don't know how you even call it. Not a bead loom, but all kinds of stuff made with seed beads. The artist that I know that makes gorgeous stuff is Anna Gabaldon Tarasco. That's oh God, creation something. What is the name of her channel? Give me just a second, because I know that I have her on my recommended channels. Celebrate Creations. Okay. That is her link if you want to see. She does work in polymer clay too, but she's absolutely fabulous when it comes to seed bead stuff. Okay, so we got here. Now I can start and mess up my little roses. Not break them. Just make them so they won't be too tall for the whole thing. Okay, I can place a few decals that would fit here. So let's get this one. And even this one should be okay. And this. Okay, I'm having issues removing them. I've had them for such a long time that they might be. If I cannot. And see, that's the thing with stuff that is from China. Doesn't have any kind of directions of use. And a lot of times you might think that you're getting one thing and it's actually something completely different. And I cannot remove these. Oh, there we go. Come on. There we go. I got it. The way that I managed to do it is with my fingernail. And I broke this one, but it's fine. Maybe it needs a little bit more water. Well, this one only got, we'll call it a day. Okay, and then I'm going to grab some of my little leaves. And I don't have to worry about stuff that would be covered up and not cure, because I already cured the stuff that's underneath. Trying to make sure that I'm still in. There we go. And now I can put some beads as well. And I'm going to use some gold. I think gold would be perfect. Telling you guys, my hands are good for nothing right now. And these have, for example, the sprinkling option, but I'm not going to use the sprinkling option. I'm going to, because I don't want them to go all over the place. A. They don't want to come out. Grab one of these. Not you. I want my little teaspoon thing. You don't really have to worry about the stickiness because you're going to cover it with resin, so unless you mess it up when you place the resin should keep it in place. There you go, I finally found it. And this one is not. Okay, they don't want to come out. Let's try my secret thing. Okay. I need to wipe it. Because I had interference blue in it. I didn't want them to go all the way there. Now, of course, what I'm doing here can be done much better, but it's different. As I was explaining to you, it is much different than doing it without a camera in the way, you know. And you don't want any of these beads on your roses. So I'm removing them as much as I can. I don't really want them on the edges either, but you know, whatever works. It's just to give you the whole idea about how to make this. And this should be it. And it's going to be super, super delicate. I will be 64 in 1 month and 3 days. So, okay, let me put this back because you've seen how bad I am about dropping stuff. And then, in the meantime, let's try the oh god, I got some resin on my fingers. No idea how I managed to do that. Remember, it can be dangerous to get UV resin on your skin because if you don't clean it real well, you're going to get burns, because whenever it gets in contact with UV light, it's going to start curing on your skin. So it's not something you want to happen, trust me. And alcohol can clean UV resin really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that those little decals, and I am going to mix them again with these gold beads. I thought they were stencils, not decals. So once again, I'm filling up with the first thin layer of resin. And I'm going to let it this is theoretically done, but I'm going to turn it upside down and do it on this side, and at the same time do that. Thank you. Now if we are going to go with those holographic things, so these are holograms, so let's use some pink. Some silver. And what else? There's some blue. Not red, I don't want red. Red is too tough. I'm going to use a little bit of this very faint blue. So I think it's going to look good. Okay, so just waiting for that stuff to get. Yeah, my main, besides the fact that I like to get my fingers dirty, my main thing about using gloves, and I do in some tutorials, if you notice and if you watched enough of my tutorials, you see that I do use gloves or the little finger cuts. But my problem is, because some of you know I have cervical spine damage, and for example, this is why I always use my middle finger with powders and patinas and stuff, not because I'm flipping the bird to anybody, but because the most severe nerve damage I have is in my index finger. So I don't really feel anything with this, so I have to use another finger to do stuff, to be sure that I know what I'm doing, you know, because I don't feel when I touch something with this finger. I don't feel. Okay, so let's see how this came out. it can use another layer of resin, but as you can see, it's super delicate and super pretty. And yes, you can bake it after it's done to bake the polymer clay, but it wouldn't have absolutely no, it would have absolutely no problem if you don't bake it, right? So as I said, this one needs more UV resin, but you get the idea of how it's going to be. Now let's play with the holographic hearts. Yeah, I said in the beginning, Janice, and if you look in my Amazon influencer store, there is a section there for the nail polishes I use, and there is a brand that I love especially. It's called Color Club, and they have this line that's called holographic. And this is in that line, and it's called Kismet. It's a golden holo, but they have this holo in various colors. Come. So we are going to plant some of these here, and this definitely will not need any kind of baking. And we are going to use the same exact style of stuff coming from one corner, and I mean more concentrated in one corner, and then spreading out towards the rest of the, oh come on, I don't want all the hearts to face the same. There we go. And a larger one. I might even superimpose them. A little it is a little daunting. They are very tiny, but honestly I prefer these to the water decals. Yeah, unfortunately mine is in my cervical spine, so it affects a lot of stuff, and it's spondylosis with spondylolisthesis. That means that some of my vertebrae do not align, they are moved, so it's not just about spurs and things. Okay, what did I do with that? Yeah, put it back. Now let's give it a few beads. So I got them all in the corner. I don't want a lot of them, just a few. And honestly, you don't really have to use any. It's entirely up to you if you want to use any micro beads. But I generally find that the micro beads are a really nice addition to UV resin stuff when you want to do delicate stuff. Alrighty. I'm going to rearrange the beads when I'm done with this. Keep pushing back in the beads. Well, I was told that in the end it will affect my legs too, but at this moment it only affects my my hands the worst. But unfortunately, and I completely empathize, fortunately this is what getting old means. They might one day find a cure for old age, but this definitely will not happen in our lifetime. And again, I'm not going to talk politics at all. Alrighty, so this can go back in. In the meantime, I'm going to fix what's wrong with that. I might need a little bit to put it for a little bit in the, because it's got a corner here where it didn't go all the way through. That's the beauty of UV resin. You can top it up and it won't show. I only want this little area. I'm afraid I don't have time for the other one. Yeah, with me I have nerve damage from chemo, and with me it feels like I have episodes in which it feels like I have I'm walking on hot coals. Oh yeah, you can make a lot of mercischare from this kind of stuff. And hopefully for this year I'll be able to do a tutorial. But if you look at my past videos and lives, I have some with charms and kawaii things. You can always use those. Oh come, hey, look what I did. I told you I am really bad. It doesn't want to go too close for some reason. didn't close all the way. And I made a mess. Hold on. Give me just a second. At least it's not as bad as glitter. Yeah, unfortunately for me, the only thing that works is opiates. And I decided to get off opiates 3.5 years ago because I got tired of being treated like I was some kind of drug seeker. So that really did a number on my productivity. Okay, there we go. So now you can leave it like this, or you can put another layer to make it domed instead of with a lip like that, or you can simply file down this lip. It's easier to just dome it, honestly. But let's grab this one. I'll put it one more time in with the back. But yeah, this is how it came up. And it's more color than this, remember, because of the lights that I'm using. Hold on. Let me actually put it back in here. Let me try and get warmer so we can see the whole thing better. But again, it would look much better if it is. I don't react. I'm really good with opiates, but as I said, I had enough of, and especially I had a very weird pain management doctor. It was like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And you know, you have to go every month, and 1 month he was all nice and happy and whatever, and then the next month you treated me like I was some kind of homeless delinquent trying to score from him. Anyway, none of those, Catherine, work on me. They give me vision blur. So unfortunately, with the state of my eyes, I cannot risk anything happening. But yeah, you can make many of these roses, and you can make them with pink, you can make them with white, but as you can see, they look really, really pretty. And I would make them in a smaller heart. If you can make them even smaller than this. Let's see. Now let's take a look at this one. It's a little bit of a better look. And I'm going to try to finish at least one of the tutorials I've been working on, because I went ahead to taping, you know, and I'm in the stage of editing for several, because I went ahead with taping, so I don't have to, I can pack, you know. So yeah, these would be two things, and I'm going to be very honest with you, probably just do this separately. These you can get as trinket dishes. They come up like this, but it's better to use any of these kind. It's better to use the 2-part resin, and you can make all kinds of designs. I think I have one here. At least I used to. If I didn't gift it to somebody. No, probably gave it away. It's not here anymore, unfortunately. Oh, but yeah, you can find. And by the way, there are things like this that are for making ashtrays. I do not advise you to do ashtrays with UV resin because they cannot be used as ashtrays. Okay. Let me get back here. Yeah, I would dome these. I would definitely dome these because I don't like this lip. As I said, you can file it down, but I prefer to dome them. So yeah, I know. I wish there was something else that would help, and not even marijuana helps for me. I've seen several doctors about that, and one of the doctors was a specialist in marijuana pain management, and he said that he sees that in about 1/3 of his cancer survivor patients. The chemo burns out the endocannabinoid receptors in your brain, so unfortunately marijuana, the THC, doesn't help you, and CBD doesn't help at all. So as I said, I'm using kratom, and that helps a bit. It's not as good as opiates, it's about half, but I hope you're doing better. And as I said, hopefully we will have no problem next weekend, because sometimes, they still don't know, and they don't know until it gets here. They still don't know how severe the winter storm will be. And the worst part here in Oklahoma is when we have ice storms. And if we are going to have an ice storm, there is a possibility that we will get power outages. And when there's power outages, you don't know. I'm always using the red Maengda in capsules. And I know that it is different from person to person with kratom, what helps you more. Some people are better helped by green, some people are better helped by white, some people are better helped by the Bali, some by Maengda, but I've tried a whole bunch of them, and for me it is the red Maengda that helps a lot. And I'm taking usually 2 grams, because I get them in 1 gram capsules, 2 grams in the morning, and if need be I take another gram in the afternoon. And the good thing about kratom is that you can never overdose, because if you take too much you just throw it up. And I know that you have the DEA that says, oh, it's so dangerous and there have been liver damage and people dying from it. Yeah, people died from it when they took kratom and something else. You don't die from kratom alone, because, as I said, it's impossible to overdose. You throw it up. The gold is actually older veins, and some golds work for me, but not all, so I don't want to risk. So I'm sticking with the red, but it has to be the Maengda. It cannot be a different one. So I hope, as I said, I hope everything is okay, and hopefully I'll see you next Sunday, and wish me luck on being able to, because I want to be out of here by March. I mean, during March, not by March. But let's hope things are going okay. And I wish you all to be safe and to be warm and to suffer no damage and no interruption of your life. Okay? Thank you so much. See you next. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet, and don't forget to use my affiliate links. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful what's left of Sunday. Bye.